Welcome to KMVC News. I'm Marina Diaz. As the fall semester comes to an end, Missouri Valley College is encouraging faculty to go online for the remainder of the semester. COVID-19 cases around the United States are on the rise. Vice President of Academic Affairs, Diane Bartholomew, says that they are encouraging teachers to go online so that if it worked out, some students might be able to head home early.
Compared to a month ago, cases are tripling and hospitalizations doubling. And so as we've continued to watch the situation and be attentive to changing, we've held our policies in place, but always said that we'll adapt as we need to because it's an ever-changing situation. So it was primarily because of the rise, just like we did with classes and other things. We wanted to decrease the density of people.
Bartholomew says that some teachers have already been allowing students to submit projects and tests online. Associate Professor Christopher Libby says that his finals will continue as planned.
Two of my classes, students were already, we had already stopped meeting in class because they were working on a paper. In another class, we had a review session today that went as scheduled in class.
Senior Simone Marcus says that her classes are continuing as planned.
For the most part, just like staying in all my classes. I'm a little frustrated because a lot of people do get to go home and I'm having to stay just a little bit of extra.
The announcement came in an email November 12th. The move to a more online format began November 16th for the final 3 days of class and all of the finals. The Missouri Valley COVID-19 case count followed the state and national trend of an uptick heading into the final weekend of the semester. The active case count on campus now stands at 6. That's up 4 from a week ago. It's 0.35% of the overall population. It's the 6th consecutive week Missouri Valley's COVID case count has been in single digits at the time of the KMVC news production. Many majors at Missouri Valley call for intense studying during finals, and students normally work in groups to help each other study. KMVC's Shay Wilson reports that due to COVID, students are no longer able to group study on campus.
The bistro is one of many places on campus where students were able to congregate for large group study sessions. The once bustling, busy bistro is now actually closed for the remainder of the semester.
It's really hard to try and get group studying in because there's no place on campus that allows you to sit close to your peers and whoever you're working with. So it's actually really hard to try and get group projects and things done. They require group work, and because we can't go to other dorms, the library, Malcolm Center, we're not able to do our projects correctly.
With the bistro and the library off limits to group studying, one other option is the Learning Center. Learning Center Director Rhonda Ryler says the Learning Center does not organize study groups, but students are allowed to study together in the Learning Center with masks. Many professors have chosen to make much of their course content online for finals to help maintain social distancing and less interaction.
That's KMVC's Shay Wilson reporting. Finals officially start November 19th. And with all the shifting comes changes to how some finals are taken. Missouri Valley's faculty are encouraged to have finals available online and even offer the chance to take finals early. KMVC's Cooper Bryant reports that some faculty are trying to keep things as normal as possible.
Finals is a stressful time for students and staff every year. Add in the COVID-19 pandemic and all the uncertainty that comes with it, and there are questions popping up all over about how finals will look this semester. MVC Professor Tiffany Bergman says that every professor will be different in how they conduct their finals this fall.
With my history classes, I've kind of created kind of a complete immersion experience. It's more than just a test. We play some history games and try to really get in there. So we'll maintain social distancing, wear our masks just as always, and successfully complete our exams and be home for Thanksgiving.
MVC student Derren Thompson says that he's been doing everything he can to prepare on his own, like it's a normal year, keeping calm during the madness of finals.
All of my finals really are just like a regular test, so I'm just kind of doing regular studying like I would for any other test.
Bergman says that she's tried all semester long to make everything in her classes as close to normal as possible. even with the option to transition to fully online that was given on November 12th. Bergman says that after a meeting with her students and discussing what's best for them, she doesn't plan on changing her approach with her finals. Cooper Bryant, KMVC News.
Finals end November 24th at noon. Many of the students at Missouri Valley are international, and COVID-19 is changing the way people travel and if people can travel. KMVC's Leland Harvey joins us with a look at how the winter break isn't starting off as much as of a break for some students.
Changes in health and in travel policy, both in the United States and abroad, have some Missouri Valley's international students growing weary of the upcoming break. Going home over break this year raises some questions about COVID safety. Areas like airports, bus stops could be possible danger zones for the virus. Anna Paula Torbeska explains some of the concerns.
So the fact that I need to get a plane to go home makes me scared, because what if I sit next to someone who have it, or I don't know, maybe the airplane crew could have it. So that's the part that scares me the most. The fact that if I arrive there and I got it in the airplane, or like even in the airport, like backing home, give it to my family is something I will hate, because since I got it before, I know how it is, I know how it affects my parents, so I will hate it. We took the initiative to stay 2 days and get tested after going to my real house.
Some students are from countries that have been completely closed down for safety precautions. Gabriel Machado, men's basketball player and Brazilian native, explains the difficulties COVID has brought him.
Since I'm from Brazil, the borders got closed. So coming back here was like a huge thing. So I went to Mexico. When I was in Brazil, I went to Mexico, spent 15 days there to be able to come back here. My option is not to go back home on this break. So I'm just pretty worried about this. Because first of all, I didn't want to get to my family involved in that because of me. And as well, I just didn't want to get sick. I was using hand sanitizers, never using without a mask. When I came back at first, I quarantined myself for 15 days before touching or hugging my family and walking around my house without a mask. So I was taking a lot of precautions to not give them anything. And probably when I go back there on the spring, I would probably do the same thing.
Making it home safe is something to be happy about, but this year it means just a little more. Missouri Valley is keeping its housing open for those like international students who can't alter their travel plans until the 24th and the close of the semester, but students who can travel before the 24th are encouraged to do so.
With the restructuring at the end of the fall semester and a tentative plan for the spring, Missouri Valley is making a push for students to take classes during the winter intersession. KMVC's Sakina Komoro reports the intersession classes start on December 12th, December 7th, and can give students options.
In the support of students' education and recognition of financial impact COVID-19 has had on many students, Missouri Valley College has changed some policies about the fall intersession courses, such as waiving the $25 term fee. Associate Professor William Fuller says there are advantages of having more students in intersession courses.
We are doing a lot of hybrid classes, which means that some students will be face-to-face on one day and they will be online on another day. And the reason we do this is to establish social distancing within the class, so it remains a safe environment for face-to-face classes. Students who take a particular class that might be offered in the spring, if they take it during intersession, that will mean fewer students who will be in the spring class, and we're more easily able to facilitate social distancing for the spring classes during the face-to-face meeting days.
Fuller also says there are also advantages for students to take intersession courses.
It also might give them the opportunity to take a course that they otherwise would not be able to, because in the normal academic year, they're taking courses to meet graduation requirements.
Students can check what classes are available via student web services. Sakina Kamuro, KMVC News.
The last day to add or drop courses for the winter intersession is December 11th. Missouri Valley College's nursing program is one of the many excellent majors here at Mobile. KMVC's Leland Harvey reports on the new opportunity they are offering.
Furthering your education means more knowledge and more job opportunities for students. Recently, the nursing major here at Mobile is offering a master's program. Peggy Van Dyke explains why they made this decision and what it means for the students.
Well, we currently have a BSN program, a bachelor's program for those students who are wishing to become advanced practice nurses. They can transition from our BSN program into the master's program. There's a shortage of primary care physicians throughout the nation, even in Missouri, especially in rural and underserved areas.
Students who were only shooting for their bachelor's in nursing now have a chance to achieve their master's. Josie Pate, a nursing major at Mobile, is interested in making the step.
So they just got a master's program for being a family nurse practitioner. It's an online program that allows more clinical experience, more knowledge, better job opportunities. So after I graduate with my BSN, I'm going to go work in the nursing field for a couple of years, get some real life experience, and then come back to do a master's program.
Having a master's degree can make you stick out in competitive fields and make you a more desired employee. Leland Harvey, KMVC News.
Gyms across America have tried to keep members healthy, and Missouri Valley's gym in the Malcolm Center is taking some measures to avoid COVID-19. KMVC's Sakina Kamoro reports how staff in the gym take some measures.
The gym is one of the places that can have mass infection since it is a closed place, crowded, and a close concert setting. To avoid the spread of COVID in the gym, staff in the gym have to take measures carefully. Staff in the gym, Haikila Douglas says she makes sure students follow the rules in the gym.
We, at the Malcolm Gym, we stop the spread of COVID by, one, make sure everybody has that mask up. That's number one before you come in. Number two is we clean every piece of equipment every 30 minutes, whether it's used or not. And we clean every piece of equipment after someone uses it. We make sure everybody is social distancing. Nobody can work out together. Make sure we stop the spread of germs.
Missouri Valley College has many students athletes who use the gym in the Malcolm Center on a daily basis. A mobile volleyball player, Diego Aguilar, says MVC has been doing great with the COVID pandemic.
Okay, so I think that MVC is doing all the necessary things to keep us from, getting sick, like wearing masks and cleaning up everything, like after we're done lifting and stuff like that.
The staff in the gym keeps working on policies to avoid the spread of COVID for the rest of the semester. Sakina Kimura, KMVC News.
Updates to the COVID-19 procedures and campus changes are available on mobile.edu. Veterans Day is a special time on the Missouri Valley campus, with a flag ceremony, a 21-gun salute, and the playing of taps. But this year, the way MVC honored those who have served looked a little different. The Veterans Day ceremony was changed to meet COVID-19 restrictions. MVC's professor, Tiffany Bergman, says that the students did a great job at celebrating a special way to honor those veterans.
So the decision was made to make a virtual ceremony. And in order to maintain social distancing, each of the kids read their portion. They did want to do it without the mask, so we had them do it independently, and then we cut and spliced it all together. And we had members from all over campus. They asked for volunteers, and we had a number of people volunteer.
It was sent out through social media, and Bergman says the response was great. The video and slideshow was a surprise to the veterans, and although it wasn't perfect, it was very well received and appreciated. Missouri Valley hosts home openers for hoops. Both Missouri Valley soccer teams try to secure home games for the conference postseason tournaments in the spring. Cooper Bryant is in next with us for sports.
History and tradition defines its character.
And how a virus spreads person to person can vary.
A lockdown after an incident occurred just off campus.
This idea of contrast within the work.
Ethic into everything he did.
A lot of people are wanting to come back. We're all kind of in this together.
10-5 touchdown! Steal from behind, she shoots, she scores.
Long shot will count if it goes.
Hey!
It in.
Cooper Bryant joins us with a look at sports.
With fall sports wrapping up and winter sports starting up and new news from the NAIA Eligibility Center, it's been a very busy week for MVC athletics. The NAIA Eligibility Center announced on October that it is officially allowing students to be compensated for their name, image, and likeness. The announcement comes as a first-of-its-kind decision, as the NAIA is the first college sports association to announce this legislation. This decision comes off the back of many discussions had between the NAIA and their athletes on what is the right thing to do for both the athletes and the schools they represent. MVC Athletic Representative Marsha Lashley says that this is a huge deal for college athletes, especially in the NAIA.
The Student Athlete Association and another association within the NAIA proposed the name and likeness image proposal, and it passed at this year's convention.
Lashley says that students may now earn a certain amount of money using their own name, image, and likeness for local advertising, social media, and other outlets. Missouri Valley athlete and brand ambassador applicant Ethan Houston says he thinks the decision is great for the NAIA and for its athletes. He says it's a unique opportunity for him to make money where he otherwise might not be able to.
It allows a broke college athlete to make a little extra cash on the side while testing the newest products on the market.
Lashley says that she does not know exactly how many athletes the ruling will affect at the NAIA level because she doesn't know how many athletes can actually take advantage of the new opportunity with sponsorships or advertising deals. But she says it's the fact that the opportunity is available that makes it unique and valuable for those athletes in the NAIA. She also warns of potential dangers to students pursuing these ways of income. She urges everyone interested to make sure they fully understand the regulations before they pursue these opportunities. The NAIA posted additional, more detailed information on the ruling on November 10th. That information is available on the Legislative Services page at naia.org. Missouri Valley men's basketball took on the Spartans of Missouri Baptist University on Saturday the 14th in the Burns Gymnasium. Valley looked to continue off of the success of their last game against Hannibal LaGrange. The Vikings were led offensively by Casey Cody Jackson with 27 points on the night. And on the defensive side, Jace Lance led the Vikings with 4 steals. He finishes his night with 12 points and 8 assists. In the end, the rebounds would be the deciding factor in this one, as Valley gets out-rebounded 52-39 by Missouri Baptist, and the Vikings fall to the Spartans in a double overtime thriller 75-74. Valley moves to 1-2 overall as they open up conference play on November 18th at home against the Heart of America Athletic Conference newcomer, Park University. The Vikings basketball teams hosted a doubleheader against Hannibal LaGrange University on November 10th. The men's team took on the Trojans and came away with their first win of the season, topping the Trojans 76-58. The Vikings' balanced scoring was led by Dwayne Simmons, who led the team that night with 13 points and 8 rebounds. The big man Cameron Lockett ended his night with 12 points and 5 rebounds, and Casey Cody Jackson rounded out the Vikings' top scorers with 11 points and 7 rebounds in the Vikings' win over the Trojans. The women's basketball team opened up their season at home against Hannibal LaGrange University on November 10th. The Vikings were headed by a balanced scoring offense that saw 3 players earn double-digit points. The Vikings' Chanel Tolley recorded a double-double on the night with 19 points along with 10 rebounds. Hannah Stevens followed up with 15 points and 5 rebounds in the contest, while Demetria Hurd rounded out the top 3 scorers with 13 points and 4 steals. Valley defeated the Trojans 79-56 to open up the campaign 1-0. The Vikings now look ahead to conference play as they're scheduled to open their Heart of America Athletic Conference season, hosting the 17th-ranked Central Methodist University Eagles on November 18th. The Missouri Valley men's soccer team wrapped up their regular season at home against the Wildcats of Culver Stockton College on the 11th. The Vikings' Tom Preston would get the first goal from open play as he puts a left-footed attempt into the side netting past the Culver keeper to make it 2-0 to the Vikings. And the Vikings would head into halftime up 3-0 on the Wildcats. Culver would answer coming out of the half with a goal in the 46th minute of play, but it wouldn't faze the Vikings, as Kynan Dos Santos would spark the Vikings' second-half barrage by netting a goal off a Mike Mosier assist. And finally, Luka Glusevich would seal the game with his second goal from the penalty spot in the 77th minute. The Vikings take the match 7-1 and end the regular season 10-3-1 overall and 9-2-1, which is good for a second-place finish in the Heart of America Athletic Conference. The Vikings women's soccer team opened up the doubleheader against Culver Stockton on the 11th. The Vikings and the Wildcats would be locked at 0-0 through halftime until Laura Castano would break the deadlock between the two teams just 30 seconds into the second half. The Vikings wouldn't stop there, as Miriam Aldabo would find the back of the net off a Castano through ball in the 53rd minute. Just 5 minutes later, in the 58th minute of play, the Vikings would seal the game with a Natalia Ruiz free kick from 25 yards out. The Wildcats would score at the hour mark, but the Vikings were too much to handle as they take the match 3-1. The Vikings moved to 8-3 in the Heart of America Athletic Conference, going into the last contest of the season against the Park University. Missouri Valley football closed out their season on the 14th with an away day at Benedictine College. Khalil Harshaw led the Vikings on the ground with 10 rush attempts for 43 yards. Wayne Grant led the team through the air with 5 receptions for 84 yards, and freshman quarterback Brennan Marsh went 8 for 19 for 97 yards and 1 interception in his biggest outing of the season. But in the end, the Ravens would be too much for the Vikings, as they would lose 37-0 to close out their season. Valley football finishes with a 1-6 overall record and 0-5 in the Heart of America Athletic Conference South Division. Adil Salinas is a freshman transgender cheerleader at Missouri Valley College. KMVC's Sakina Kamuro reports on her life on campus at Missouri Valley College.
Being a transgender can be hard in some situations, such as when finding a job, in their household, and in public. However, Salinas says she never faces any challenging situation or discrimination on Missouri Valley. Salinas thinks that people on campus here are welcome and so far, since there is a lot of diversity and people coming from different countries. Salinas says there are things people can do to make a comfortable environment for transgender people.
I believe that people should have the knowledge and support transgender and the gender diversity of other people in schools, so that it can create an inclusive, safe, respectful, and welcoming school environment for all students.
Salinas is a cheerleader at Mobile. Salinas' cheerleading coach Jessie Ayala says she doesn't do specific things to make a comfortable environment for Salinas.
So we have a deal on our team, and we enjoy having her, and the way we make her feel comfortable is just treating her like we treat every other athlete on our team. No special treatment, nothing different. She is a cheerleader on our team, and that's all we do for her. And whatever she needs, she knows we're here for her, inside of practice and outside of practice.
Salinas says she wants to thank all the people who understand and would be willing to understand about this kind of serious topic, enriching knowledge and experiences about the community. Salinas loves seeing people being who they want to be freely and respectfully. Sakina Kimuro, KMVC News.
More on the life story of Salinas is available in the second edition of this year's Voyage, the Missouri Valley Mass Communication Department's magazine. And that's sports for this week.
Thanks, Cooper. The sounds of the upcoming season echoed through Eccleston Maybe. That's next on KMVC News. The Missouri Valley College Department of Fine Arts hosted its annual Winter Chorale Concert November 12th. The concert that is usually performed in December was moved up to November to adjust for the extended break. The singers wore masks and maintained social distance to comply with COVID-19 regulations, and the concert was performed in front of a limited audience of 25. The performance was live-streamed on the Viking Sports Network channel. The performance is available on demand, and that's KMVC News for this semester. I'm Marina Diaz. Happy holidays.